And we need music. Let's remember it this time around. Subterranean Howl. What a track. What a track to start off this Wednesday stream. That turned out not to be a morning stream as I thought it would be. Things got in the way. Life had other plans. But yeah, here we are. Hey, we're live. Let's go. And this will be the last day of translating my short story Fly to Danish. So it's probably not going to be the last day that I work on it, but I feel like now we've had 4 live streams in a row about translating it. And while it's been going great, I would just like to move along. So I'm going to work on getting it done for Monday when we will have the next stream. So this is indeed the last stream for the week. Yeah, let's go. I hope you're ready. I'm not. I need water. And as always, this is a normal sized mug. I am that tiny indeed. I don't know why I said always. I don't think I've ever mentioned that, but yeah, that'll be the joke from now on. Okay, where were we? Oh, we were right into the thick of things last time. So, Sunearden is doing his villain monologue, basically, trying to lecture Vurusu, our dear Topaz Broodcarer, about alternative history, at least alternative to what Vurusu has been told, or what she hasn't been told. And Sunearden, our intruder, our Onyx intruder, he's a bit of a roller coaster. He gets very angry, furious is the word. I was about to say infuriating, but that didn't make much sense. He is furious one moment, and then the next moment, usually when Vurusu asks him a question that he thinks is giving him the upper hand, basically, because of so he can tell her something new. Then he starts calm, and then he works himself up. That's what's happening right now. And we ended yesterday with the very big bombshell that Sunearden and his Onyx Dragonkin, who has been without a dragon roost, without a floating island, without a floating island for almost 200 years after the Great Fight. They are Vyrmless. The last Vyrm died a long time ago, or some time ago. But somehow they still kept going. And the bombshell that we ended yesterday was that Sunearden told Vurusu, or asked her, what if I told you that my mother was neither a queen nor a queen's daughter? Big if true, because the entire Dragon Society, it's been about the Queen Mother, the life-giving Queen Mother. But yeah, the next thing that we're going to translate is Vurusu's response, which is this paragraph, her initial response at least. Why don't we just read the paragraph before that and what we translated to. We of course had to adapt, and quickly at that. What would you think if I told you that my mother was neither a queen nor a queen's daughter? And we translated that to: vi blev selvfølgelig nødt til at tilpasse os, og det skulle gå hurtigt. Hvad vil du sige, hvis jeg fortalte dig? Hvad vil du sige til? Hvad vil du sige, hvis jeg fortalte dig, at min moder hverken var en dronning eller en dronningedatter? And then this is Okay, this track is actually quite nice to the atmosphere that we're trying. It's tense, and then it stops. God damn it! Let's go with that. Let's go with that track again. It was called Nicolas Cage, MF Cage. No, I just wanna hear it again. I would call you mad and delusional, the brood carer answered, rejecting Sunjarden's question. Everyone knows that only a queen mother is the life giver and able to produce eggs. So she does not believe him. Of course she doesn't. It's basically her whole worldview is being turned upside down. If what he's saying is true. Or is he playing with her? Is he playing with her feelings? To rattle her? Jeg ville kalde dig mad. So mad. We could say skør, which would be crazy. But it's more like a fun type of crazy, I would say. Mad. Bring up the word book, the dictionary. Mad. Mad. Forrygt. Forrygt, sindssyg eller vanvittig. I think I'm gonna go with forrygt. Quite mad, said the girl. The man was mad. Yeah. Jeg vil kalde dig forrygt. Forrygt. Delusional. Delusional. You know, we let's ease into it. Vrangforestillinger. Okay, that's an interesting word. Lide af vrangforestillinger. We would need a little bit more to the sentence than if we were to use suffer from delusion, basically, to be delusional. To suffer from delusions. If we just go this, it should say vrangforestilling, yeah. I would call you, jeg vil kalde dig forrygt. Og fortælle dig, at du lider af vrangforestillinger. So I would call you mad and tell you that you're suffering from delusions. It's basically how you probably need to say it. Let's go a little bit like this. Svarede yngelplejeren, answered the brood carer. Rejecting Sunjarden's question. Afviste. I'm thinking of a way of rephrasing this. I found my tiny basketball, so I got something to play with while I'm thinking. I would call you mad and delusional, the brood carer answered, rejecting Sunjarden's question. Okay, I wanna... It's probably nothing, but I kind of wanna avoid using the word and again here, because I feel like I might have to. So in English we have the brood carer answered, comma, rejecting Sunaden's questions. So she's doing something by answering, but that sort of doesn't work in the same way. We kind of have to use the word and in Danish, I think. But we already used and here in the sentence. So that's my thinking right now. I'm trying to find a way of rephrasing that. In case you're wondering where my green screen stops, it's there. I don't know why you would wonder that, but I just thought it was funny. Oh, hello. Let's just write it with and og afviste and rejected Sunadens spørgsmål. Sunadens question. Spørgsmål. Yeah, maybe it's just the way it has to be, probably. Anyway, we can, during revision time, we're of course gonna get back to it. Because I am going to revise both the English version and the Danish one. Definitely gonna revise the English version next week on stream. I'm hoping to do that on Monday. And maybe Tuesday. Yeah, because it's an important part of this. Revisions. Anyway, everyone know that only a queen mother is the life giver, and is the life giver and able to produce eggs. Should it be everyone knows? Is it knows or no? First of all, everyone knows. No or knows? Everyone knows that only the queen mother is the life giver. Should it be can be the life giver? Everyone knows that only the queen mothers are the life givers. Because there are multiple queen mothers and they're so important. Alle ved, everyone knows. At kun dronningemoderne, only the queen mothers, er this needs to be plural as well on the life givers. Er livsgiverne. I think I used livsgiverne before life givers. Yeah, we did. Er livsgiverne og i stand and capable of can I stand? No, can only i stand. Motherfucker, what is livsgiverne? Hello, welcome to this stream. What is the livsgiverne? Well, the life givers are the queen mothers of Dragonkin. Dragonkin society is, while they are atheistic, they are an a-religious society, but they do tend to uphold like the Queen Mothers, as well as the settler rock in the valley below the floating dragon islands, floating dragon roosts, to almost a religious status, because they believe that dragons believe that only the Queen Mothers and the Queen Daughters are able to produce eggs. So they are the only ones who give life. They're the life givers. They are livsgiverne. And these eggs are then, of course, being incubated by the brood carriers, which is Vurusu. Vurusu is a brood carrier. So yeah, that's what she's arguing right now. Sune Arden says, "What if I told you that my mother was not a queen or a dragon daughter, queen daughter?" Well, you're fucking crazy. It's basically what she said. Everyone knows that only the Queen Mothers are able to give life. Windstreamer, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, where were we? So her argument is being cut off, og we need to finish the argument first. Alle ved, at kun dronningemoderne er livsgivere og i stand til at lægge æg. And able to lay eggs. We could also go producere, but I'm not so happy about that word. It sounds very factory-like, produce. So let's go and see the Danish thesaurus. Could be develop, udvikle. Could be bring forth, frembringe. Could just be make. Let's just say lay. Harpe. So, this particular Danish thesaurus, it's just, I think it looks at some sort of dictionary and just take every single word that has anything to do with the word that you're looking for. So producere, which would be produce, could probably also have something to do with music, and then or dicte here, which is poems, and then they sort of apparently connected that to harp. I don't know, you just have to sort of look through them yourself and know which ones are the ones you want. But yeah, og i stand til at lægge æg and able to produce eggs. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. So what would you call me when I tell you that my mother is in fact also a drake? A drake just like you and I. Ooh. Sune Arden is turning the world upside down right now for our main character, Vurusu. By making preposterous arguments. That might be true. Så hvad ville du kalde mig? So what would you call me, når jeg when I tell you? I would probably usually go når jeg fortæller dig, when I tell you, but we just used fortælle up here, and like I mentioned, I do not like if we can at least I love if we can stay clear of using the same word so close to each other in the text. So just gonna look at the dictionary. Fortælle, sige, informere, inform, could be. Oh, that's very formal though, using inform. Maybe just say, when I say Honestly, I'm gonna change this from fortælle dig to say. Jeg vil kalde dig forrygt og sige, at du lider af mange forestillinger. That can make sense. And then use fortælle down here. When I tell you, så hvad vil du kalde mig, når jeg fortæller dig? When I tell you, at min moder faktisk også er en drak. So what would you call me when I tell you that my mother is in fact also a drake? En drak, a drake. Præcis ligesom dig og mig. Exactly like you and me. Dun dun dun. Vorusu was in disbelief at this new information. She had to take a step backwards, unable to maintain her brute carer's facade. If what he's telling is true, she thought. No, it cannot be true. Can it? Oh, this is this world ending almost for our dear brute carer. Vorusu was in disbelief. What do we say there? Was in disbelief. Vorusu was in disbelief. Could say kunne ikke tro, which would be could not believe this new information. Disbelief. Vantro. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I think we should say. Kunne ikke. Kunne ikke tro den nye information. That's also not very good. I'm not happy with it. Vorusu kunne ikke tro. Otherwise, we could say like, we probably have to change the English text then. Like, Vorusu looked at the Onyx intruder and in disbelief. Vorusu was in disbelief as she looked at the Onyx intruder. Then we could use the word in Danish, this vantro. Vorusu så vantro på onyx-skællede intruder. Maybe the English sentence doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Was in disbelief at this new information. It should probably be like had trouble believing this new information. Yeah, that makes more sense, I think. Had trouble believing this new information. I think that's easier to translate as well, because that would be James Axon. How's my favorite streamer doing? Yo, James, good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're going to enjoy some Danish lessons here. I know how you love the Danish language. Yeah, Win James. Yeah, indeed. My favorite Brit. Don't tell Harry I said that. Or do. It's a good thing with some competition between you Brits. I know so much Danish. Yeah, you do. And after this, you'll know so much more. Vurusu kunne slet ikke tro den nye information. Vurusu could hardly believe this new information. Clipped it and shipped it to Harry already. Let's go. Well, you know, he could just watch the stream, then everything would be fine. Whoever gets here first in the stream, that guy's my favorite Brit. Anyway, she had to take a step backwards, unable to maintain her broodcarer's facade. Hun blev nødt til at she had to take a step backwards, til at træde et skridt tilbage. She had to take a step backwards. That's fairly straightforward. She had to take a step backward. Backwards. Unable to maintain her broodcarer's facade. Blev nødt til at tage et skridt tilbage. Ude af stand til at fastholde. I think I wanna add something here. I wanna add stoic to this one, just to really drive it home that. Vurusu's broodcarer personality is the stoic one, the confident one. So yeah, explicitly saying that it's a stoic facade, I think that's pretty good actually. Ude af stand til at fastholde sin stoiske yngelplejer facade. She had to take a step backwards. Ude af stand, unable to maintain her stoic broodcarer facade. Hun blev nødt til at tage Vurusu kunne slet ikke tro den nye information. Hun blev nødt til at tage et skridt tilbage, ud af stand til at fastholde sin stoiske yngelplejerfacade. If what he's telling is true, she thought. No, it cannot be true. Can it? So this is her thinking. Hvis hvad han siger er sandt. Where the hell were we? There we are. Så hvad han siger er sandt, tænkte hun. Nej. No, it cannot be true. Nej, det kan. Should this be... Det må ikke være sandt. It must not be true. No, it's not. Det kan ikke være sandt. Det kan ikke være sandt. It cannot be true. Kan det? Det kan. It cannot possibly. Oh, driving it home. It cannot possibly be true. Ja, det kan umuligt være sandt. Can it? Oh yeah. She is distraught at this new information. But of course, without incubation kilns, we also had to adapt in other ways. The onyx is now akin without worms, which of course is our great big normal dragons. A drake like Vurusu and Sunearden are much more humanoid, standing on 2 legs, cannot fly. They have wings, but they can between the arms and legs, but they can only use them to glide. Well, not Vurusu, she can't fly or glide. But yeah, then worms are your large dragon, your large beasts. But of course, without incubation kilns. Men vi blev selvfølgelig nødt til at adapt. We had to adapt. Tilpasse os. I didn't need the word book. The dictionary. In Danish, a dictionary is called ordbog, which is literally word book. So that's why I keep jokingly say word book. Vi bliver selvfølgelig nødt til at tilpasse os på andre måder, da vi ikke havde rugeovne. So the word order here is a little bit different, but at least that's what I'm going for. So what we're saying here, but we of course had to adapt us in other ways, since we didn't have incubation kilns. But of course, without incubation kilns, we had to adapt in other ways. Yeah, I think I like this way of saying it in Danish. The onyx is now akin without worms, so our ways of war too are quite different. Sunearden had lifted his hook-bladed claw and looked at Vurusu between the shining steel. He was clearly very pleased with their reaction to everything. And we had to get to ring rest somehow. So Sunearden is also a little bit... He's just talking. He doesn't care about the answers or what Vurusu was saying. He just wants to see her reaction and then just likes the sound of his own voice. Like me, basically. Except I love Vurusu. Vurusu is my baby. She's just a baby. She's not though. But she is a young broodcarrier. Young Drake. Vi bliver selvfølgelig nødt til at tilpasse på andre måder. Den onyx. Okay, so we're moving into a little bit of a problem here. In English, the onyx is now akin without worms. That makes sense. That sounds great. We have, like we mentioned before, whenever we say the onyx, I feel like we should be... I feel like we need to be more explicit about who we're talking about. So like the onyx, we have to say the onyx scale basically every time. But that would sound super strange in Danish. We probably need to say like us with the onyx scale. Us with the onyx scale is now a kin. If you want to have the same sentence structure, saying the kin. But we could also say the onyx kin, den onyx-slægten er nu uden Worms. Honestly, that's probably a better way of doing it. So that's what we're going to do. So we are saying the onyx kin already. Onyx-slægten is now. Oh, we're right. We're going to Danish here. Is now a onyx-slægten and no. Is now er nu uden. Okay, I suck right now. It's Danish on the left side. It's Danish over there. Way over there. And then here, behind me, right side, that is English. Left. I'm just trying to match. Left is Danish, right English. Get that into my brain. Onyx-slægten er nu, is now uden, without Worms. Er nu uden Wormer. Så vores krigsførelse. Get that in the mind. Yeah, exactly, motherfucker. By the way, I don't like your name. And I only say that because I know you in real life. Wow. I know. L-streamer? What? No. I would never be an L-streamer. I think that's a win. That's a win take. Standing up for my principles. Even as I'm begging for views. That's gotta say something. Onyx-slægten er nu uden Wormer, så vores krigsførelse er også en smule anderledes. The onyx kin is now without Worms, so our warfare is also a bit different. Can I be mod? If you go with another YouTube account, you can. I don't want a mod who's called foie gras, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. So what I was just thinking now, can I be... Oh, okay, there he is. Can I be a mod? Sure. Put user in timeout. Add as moderator. Well, you have to be a defender of justice then. And very active. Standard moderator. Don't time out me. No. I'm not gonna time out you that much. It's now a standard moderator. Oh, look at you! You got a small moderator symbol now. Well, isn't that cool? I hope you will uphold that honor of being a moderator, the first moderator on my stream. Music from games. Sorry, I'm not sure who you are. It's only because I knew the other guy in real life. That's why he can be a mod. Also, maybe I've opened the floodgates now of people asking me to be mods. Or music from games, is that also you? Damn it if it is. You really... deleted. Message deleted by... Okay. Okay, let's get back to translation, shall we? What I was saying is, what I'm writing here, så vores krigsførelse er også en smule anderledes. I don't think it's the same as quite. It's not entirely the same tone. But maybe that's alright. Because it would be in smule would be a bit. So like a bit different. But quite is... It's more than a bit, right? Maybe it's alright. Onyx-slægten er nu uden Vyrmer, så vores krigsførelse er også en smule anderledes. Definitely need to be a full stop there. We could lose the word in smule. Then it would just say our warfare is also different. You know what, I'm gonna keep it. Sure, there's a little bit of a difference in tone, but you know, it's all right. Let's go for it. Sudarden had lifted his hook-bladed claw and looked at Vurusu through the shining steel. He's like looking. It's only three blades, so he's like looking really menacingly at her. Sudarden havde løftet sin krogede krogklingede klo, his hook-bladed claw, krogklingede klo. That sounds wonderful in Danish, doesn't it? Krogklingede klo. Wow, what a phrase. Is there any way we can change that alliteration? It feels a bit weird. Krogklingede is also sort of a made-up word. Krogklingede. It's of course, so he is wearing this Vega from Street Fighter claw, long claws that are hooked towards the end. Actually, they're supposed to like sit on the fingers. and then extend the blades. Krogklingede klo. I don't know, it sounds really strange and funny, but I'll go for it. At least for now. Maybe is there another way of saying this? Not quite sure that I like the alliteration. Isn't that how you spell it? No, it's not. Alliteration. Is it 2 L's? It is 2 L's. Alliteration. There we go. Okay, so now I'll make sure to revisit that one in the future. Og så på Wurusu gennem det skinnende stål. And looked at Wurusu through the shining steel. Or between the shining steel. Skinnende stål. Yeah. Should we say what color this shine is? I mean, it would be. So they're in this broodcarer cavern quarters thing, where it's pretty much just a bed, a table, a bookshelf, and 10 incubation kilns. Where there, of course, is fire from the kilns, but it's fairly dark. But in my head, it's like this orange, flamey light. And especially since it's dark outside. It's nighttime. So it could be shining orange. Because it's reflecting, like... it's reflecting flames. Yeah, I like that. The orange shining steel. Gennem det orange skinnende stål. He was clearly very pleased with the reaction to everything. Han var tydeligvis meget tilfreds med hendes reaktion på alt det, som... reaktion is with a K in Danish. På alt det, som han fortalte. I feel like we have to extend the sentence a bit in Danish. He was clearly very satisfied, very pleased with her reaction to everything that he told her. Or just that he was saying. Yeah. I'm just gonna look up fortælle, told. Describe, no. Forklare, no. Fremlægge, Oplyste, that he told it's probably the better. It's probably the better one. Og vi skulle jo And we had to get to wing rest somehow. Og vi skulle jo til vingehvil på en eller anden måde. And we had to get to wing rest some way or the other. It's basically what this is saying. One way or the other. Right, that was that paragraph. Let's go on to the next one. Are these newfound ways of warfare what has prompted Famray to conspire against his Topaz Queen Mother, the Broodcarer blurted out. So she sort of got her confidence back. Much like Suneaden is going from calm to furious to anger, Vurusu is also going back and forth from her personalities. Her Vurusu, insecure, want to get out and explore personality, but don't have the guts. And then the Broodcarer, who knows that she is very important, her station is very important to Dragon Society, and she's much more confident and stoic. The word that we just used, that we just figured out. And then suddenly, bam! Here's the Broodcarer attitude back. Er disse nyfundne krigsmetoder. I guess she should be repeating him saying ways of war like he did up here. So we should also be using krigsførelse. Nyfundne metoder til krigsførelse. So I just got a message, and I want to see if I wanted to do something about that message, and I didn't. Right. What has prompted Famray? What has prompted? I think we want to change the English sentence, actually. I think we want to say, is it these newfound ways of war that has prompted Famray to conspire? I know it's probably a minor change, but it makes it easier to translate. And I think it makes more sense as to what Vurusu is accusing the Onyx or the Topaz Queen Consort of. Is it these newfound methods of warfare? Er det disse nyfundne metoder til krigsførelse, som har som har prompted. I want to say opfordret, but it's not really... I don't think that's the right word. Opfordret. Could also say fået Family til, got him to do something. But we could also look it up in the word book. Prompted. Foranledige. That's a word. Foranledige, som har... Foranledige... Oh, I don't even know how to spell that. Foranledige... Ledige... Foranlediget Family til at konspirere. That has prompted Family to conspire imod sin... I want to use imod, not just mod. Screw you, Google. Sin topas dronningemoder. I was just thinking that should we just say the Topaz Queen, but her title is, the official title is Queen Mother and not just Queen. But it sounds a little bit like conspire against his mom. His own mom, which is not true. But dronningemoder, Queen Mother is a title. So that's all good. The broodcarer blurted out. Yngelplejeren blurted. Busede ud med. That's not a sentence that I want to say. Want to use boosted. Blurted. How do we translate blurted? How do we translate blurted? We could say like, say yngelplejeren uden at tænke. So that would be said the broodcarer without thinking. Which I guess means the same as blurted out. Do we have blurred? Oh, it is just blurred. Buse. I don't think I've ever heard the word buse. Plapret. Plapre? But plapre is more yapping. Plapre. Babble, gabble, yabble. Oh, I have it. Fløj det ud af yngelplejeren. So that's This is actually, I'm pretty sure this is the way of saying blurted in Danish. It flew out of her. She couldn't stop it. Bwah! Bwah! Fløjt ud af yngelplejeren. Er det disse nyfundne metoder til krigsførelse, som har foranlediget Famray til at konspirere imod sin topas dronningemoder, fløjte ud af yngelplejeren? Når han... 2 seconds. That was just my mom who stopped by saying she was going for a drive. All right, Mom. Right. When he should have stayed neutral, as is required of a Queen's consort. Fløj det ud af yngelplejeren, når han... Når han faktisk skulle something. When he should have stayed neutral. Når han skulle være... It doesn't make much sense, når han skulle... When he should have stayed neutral. By the way, we are 1 hour into the stream and the camera is still going. Woo! Let's go! Of course, it also worked all the time yesterday, but I think that's a celebration in itself. Well done, camera. Well done. I just patted it to make sure that it knows I'm very grateful for it. Fløj det ud af yngelplejeren, når han... When he should have stayed neutral. Maybe we should just write what I have in my thoughts when... Når han skulle være forblevet neutral. Som det kræves af en gemal. Dronningegemal. Queen's consort. So the whole idea of the Queen consorts is, of course, that it is the best dragons from around all of the dragon kin that are either captured or given or used as these consorts to make sure that the idea behind them is that the eggs should be the best eggs possible, right? Because you have the queen mothers, which is like the epitome of dragons. They're as big as Vyums, but they are as smart as drakes. And then she produces eggs with her consorts. And the consorts are from all the different things. So the Topaz Queen mother has a onyx consort, maybe a sapphire consort, maybe a diamond consort. Don't actually, but you get the gist. As well as her own, probably not her own, because that would mean that she would get probably no Topaz consort, because that would mean that she would be related to them somehow. And we can't have that, can we? I guess we can actually, but I haven't thought of it. Maybe that's for another story. Anyway, the queen consorts are supposed to be neutral. No matter the dragon fight, no matter the political situation, the consorts are there to further dragonkin, to produce eggs, so there can be more dragonkins. But it looks like, from this story at least, it looks like that not everyone are doing that quite. Right. I don't know, I'm not super happy with the way I phrased it, når han skulle være forblevet neutral, but I think it might be the right way of doing it. It is Danish after all, it is a bit weird. We are a strange language. Strange sentence structure, strange words, strange soft letters that are silent just for no reason. This should also be a question. I think I'm gonna comment this. I think it's correctly phrased. But please do rethink it. Future me. Som det kræves, er disse nyfundne metoder til krigsførelse, er det disse nyfundne metoder til krigsførelse, som har foranlediget et Famray til at konspirere imod sin Topas dronningemoder, fløjte ud af yngelplejeren, når han skulle være forblevet neutral, som det kræves af en dronningegemal. Actually, the more I read that sentence, the more correct it sounds to me. We are over here, and just need to make sure that my big fat head is not covering the phrase, the paragraph. But it's not good. I think it only to be fair, a queen mother for a queen mother, Sunaden answered, and followed with one of his wicked smiles. Jeg synes, at det kun virker retfærdigt. I think that it only looks to be fair, seems fair. Jeg synes, at det kun virker retfærdigt. En dronningemoder for en dronningemoder. So here, Sunaden is of course referring back to his earlier accusation that the Onyx Queen's Consort of Topaz scale was the one who killed the Onyx Queen Mother and actually basically started the great fight, the great dragon fight. This is what he's referring to here. While also saying that in a slight hidden way, Famray was definitely in on it and definitely not neutral. But he's actually also saying, what he's saying goes a little bit further than being apolitical and neutral. Svarede Sunaden. Sunaden answered og fulgte followed up med et af sine onde smil. And followed up with one of his wicked smile. just thinking that maybe we should say like Sunarden over here in the English version. Sunarden answered, comma, following one of his wicked smiles following. But I think we've used that phrasing quite a lot. It's probably better to make use of and once in a while in the English text, right? Yeah. That was not what I was referring to. Vurusu abruptly stopped her curiosity as she realized what the onyx drake in front of her was saying. Suddenly fear took over her mind and body. Again, I guess. Yeah. But this is not fear for herself, this is fear for what he's actually saying. Basically, he's saying Famray is going to kill the Topaz Queen Mother. Right. Det var ikke, hvad jeg tænkte på. That was not what I thought of. We could also use the Danish word det jeg refererede, that which I referred, det jeg refererede. Could use the word refererede, but refer is more, in Danish refereret is more like something you reiterate, I guess. So I think it's better to say that's not what I thought. That was not what I was thinking of. That was not what I was thinking of. Hvad jeg tænkte på. Vurusu stoppede brat. Abruptly stopped. Stopped abruptly. Brat sin curiosity. Sin nysgerrighed. I will say curiosity is maybe not the best word here, both in the Danish and the English text. Curiosity denotes a certain playfulness almost, you know, you're curious. I think it does at least. And this is a much more a matter of life and death. I think maybe it's abruptly stopped her accusation. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because she's accusing Queen's consort Famray of not remaining neutral. So accusation. I accuse you. J'accuse. I forgot the Danish word for accusation. Anklage. Beskyldninger. Sine anklager. Yeah. Where were we over here? We were here. Let's just have them sort of in the same place on stream. Stoppet bræt sine. Beskyldninger is better, I think. Beskyldninger. stoppede brat med sine beskyldninger. Stopped abruptly with her accusations. Da det gik op for hende, hvad den onyx skillede drak foran hende sagde. Stoppede bare med sine beskyldninger. Stopped abruptly with her accusations. When she realized when she realized hvad den onyx, what the onyx-scaled drake in front of her said. This is pretty much right, I think. I think that's correct. Frygt tog, fear took pludseligt. Suddenly fear took over her mind and body and tog pludseligt over. I think I can say that in Danish. You can say frygt tog pludselig kontrol. Fear suddenly gained control of her mind and body again. I'm not sure that's correct either, but I will write it down because then we can change it. Fik pludselig kontrol over hendes mind and body, hendes sind og krop, mind and body igen. Fik pludselig kontrol over hendes sind og krop igen. So that is fear suddenly got control over her mind and body again. A little bit of a different word order in Danish, but I'm not sure. It's the word control that I'm not happy about. Frygt fik pludselig kontrol over hendes sind og krop igen. I mean, we could say tog. So it took suddenly control. You know, instead of got control. It was handed control. No, the fear took control over her mind and body. Maybe it's all right. Maybe that's not too bad. But I'm not. I don't know. I'm just not super crazy about that phrasing. But maybe it's better to just move along and then revisit it for the revision process. Sorry, my mind just wandered. For some reason, my mind just wandered to the live streams next week. And if I was going to start making a 1-minute story. And the setup that I was going to do, because I would need a couple of cameras then. Well, that's not what we're here for. That's something I can think about when I'm not on stream. Yeah, fear. Sun took control over her mind and body. Again. Maybe if we do it like this, it means the took the control. So it's a bit more actiony. I don't know. Why am I dwelling so hard on this? That's what we have comments for. Revisit. I'm not super happy with the phrasing. With this phrasing. And especially the use of control with a K. Thank you. Yoink. Okay, let's move on. Sunarden liked what he saw. His smile turning even wider. Sunarden kunne lide, hvad han så. Og hans smil blev endnu større. Not so happy with that phrasing either. Sunarden could like what he saw. Pretty sure it wants a comma here. Did. I feel like things were going really well up until the last couple of paragraphs. And now everything is just, what the hell is going on? How much have we managed to do today? It's not a whole lot, to be honest. We still have like half an hour left of the stream, but half a page, 2 hours. I think we did almost a page yesterday, over a page. But then again, yesterday I wasn't contemplating suddenly what to do next week. Smart. That's me. You could say Sunarden's smile became even wider as he liked what he saw. Could phrase it like that in Danish. Sunardens smil blev endnu større, da han kunne lide, hvad han så. Do not like that way of phrasing it either, but let me just try to write it down. Sunardens smil blev endnu større, da han kunne lide, hvad han så. Sunardens smile got even wider as he liked what he saw. Why is this single sentence so difficult? Is it because we've been going on for 1.5 hours and my brain is turning off? It shouldn't. Please not. Please not be that. How would we say his smile turning even wider? Hans smil bredte sig mere. Sorry, I was just testing the microphones, hoping that I wasn't using the wrong one again. Because there seemed to be just a teeny bit of noise on my stream monitor. Oh, it's probably alright. I think this might be the best way to do it. Da Sunarden kunne lide, hvad han så, blev hans smil endnu større. Yeah, I think that's best. So that is, I just added a since Sunarden liked what he saw, his smile got even wider, even bigger. That shouldn't have been so hard, I feel like. Det ser ud til, at lykken er ved at vende. It looks like dragons are not a people to dragons are not a people who contract stuff or omits words, so of course it should be in a sentence. It looks like, instead of just looks like, it looks like fortune is changing. Det ser ud til, it looks like, at lykken er ved at vende. Fortune, happiness, is about to turn change. Proclaimed. I know we have proklameret, but that's not the word. I feel it's probably proklamere is more hear ye, hear ye. So let's not use that word. Bekendtgjorde. Erklære. Bekendtgøre is the word I want to see. Anordne, beordre, forklare, efterlyse, forelægge, erklære, udråbe, varsle. Fremad. It could be erklære. I think I'm gonna use bekendtgjorde, bekendtgøre, bekendtgjorde. Since we have to use the right tense. Bekendtgjorde han stille, roligt. Okay, we are moving into page 16. Let's go. Motherfucker, I'm hungry. I think you should get something to eat then. Oh, after you, after Dair. Oh, hello. Thank you. You can find me here Monday to Wednesday. That's, I think, is the plan going forward. Right here, right live. Right live. Yeah, I got words. I know words. Shh. By the way, that was not just me saying a random shush. It was actually what Motherfucker said in the chat. Anyway, next paragraph. Vorusu's first thoughts went to her sister. Sure, this was what she was trained for, and in combat Illy would most likely definitely do better. Let's try that from the beginning. Not like that, more like sweet, so like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yowza. Vorusu's first thoughts went to her sister. Sure, this was what she was trained for, and in combat Illy would most definitely do much better than Vorusu herself. But if they surrendered, no one would accept the Vyum who doesn't want to fight. So, looks like fortune is changing. It's basically Sunarden saying, yeah, we're attacking. This is war. But should that be... Should that be explicitly stated here? I think maybe it should be explicitly stated here. Vorusu's first thoughts went to his sister. As the intruder essentially just declared war. Declared a fight was upon them. As the intruder essentially just declared that a new dragon fight was upon them. Just to be a bit explicit. Sure, this was what she was trained for, and in combat Illy would most definitely do much better than Vorusu herself. But if the Topaz surrendered, no one would accept the Vyum who doesn't want to fight. Maybe, if they're fast enough and Vorusu could get out of here, this situation. This is a paragraph that needs a lot of work, apparently. She and her could take this chance to leave the roosts together. Vurusu liked the sound of that, and the thought calmed her fears a little. Suddenly she was filled with determination. That's a little bit of an Undertale reference for you. Happy with that. Very pleased with that, actually. Okay. Vurusu første tanker. Vurusus første tanker blev sendt. No. Var om sin søster. Var hos sin søster. Vurusus første tanker var hos sin søster. Vurusus first thought was at her sister, like at her physically, by his sister. Sin søster i det indtrængeren. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that word indtrængeren. It feels made up, but it isn't. But it feels made up. I det indtrængeren essentielt, but that's not. I bund og grund. I bund og grund. I bund og grund lige havde erklæret, just to be sure, erklæret krig. Didn't we just use erklære? Erklæret, at en ny dragekrig was upon them, var over dem. Was over them. I think it's all right. I think this Danish sentence is all right. De havde erklæret ny dragekrig over dem. Yeah. Sure, this was what she was trained for. And in combat, Illy would most definitely do much better than Vurusu herself. Det her var selvfølgeligt, hvad Illy havde var blevet. I feel like if we used had trained for, as I think we do in the English text. No, we don't. Had trained for would be, it sounds like she wanted to do it, you know, she wanted to train. But when we're using was trained for, it can definitely be interpreted as, you know, they trained her without her willingness, basically. Which is indeed what we're going for, because Ilikasi doesn't want to fight. Det her var selvfølgelig, hvad Illy blev trænet til. This was, of course... Oh, sorry. What Illy var blevet trænet til. Og i kamp... I think I want to have Illy up here and she down here. Just to make, we're talking about the sister now. Like I actually did here in the Danish text. Or we come and in battle ville hun helt bestemt klare sig meget bedre end Vurusu selv. Selvfølgelig. Det her var selvfølgelig, hvad Illy var blevet trænet til. This was of course what Illy had been trained to do. Had trained for. What Illy was trained for. And in battle, she would most definitely do much better than Vurusu herself. I think it works. We're moving places. Men hvis nu at Topaz drageslægten, but if the Topaz Dragonkin, it's a random noun here, but it makes sense in Danish, I promise. Maybe it's new. It's a bit of a what if, if the Topaz Dragonkin surrendered, overgav sig, var der ikke nogen som ville acceptere en Vyrm, der ikke ville slås. Men hvis nu, but if the Topaz Dragonkin overgav sig, surrendered themselves, I guess we're saying here, there wouldn't be anybody that would accept a Vyrm who didn't want to fight. Slås here is fight, but you sort of use that as well when talking about war in Danish. We use slås. I think it works. All right. Maybe if they're fast enough. And Vurusu gets out of the situation, she and her could take this chance to leave the roosts together. Måske. Maybe. Hvis de er hurtigt nok, if they are fast enough. Directly translated right there. Og Vurusu. I think I want to add somehow got out of this situation. Og Vurusu på en eller anden måde. Somehow. In some way or another. Kom ud af sin nuværende pine. Pine would be headache, bekneb. Bekneb. So bekneb, I think, is like a bad situation. For lejen hedder det knibe. This is a very happy song. It's not at all, well, it's almost over. But it's not at all what we're what we're going for vibe-wise. Got out of her current trouble. I like that better than this situation. Like, I mean, if we read up until this point, I think we can all agree that this situation is trouble. But I actually like it being stated. And it's easier to translate. Come ud af sin nuværende knibe. Maybe if they're fast enough, if they're quick enough, and Vurusu, some way or the other, came out of her current trouble. Kunne de to tage chancen og forlade redderne. Drageredderne. I think it's been a while since we've said Dragon Roost by name. So let's add it there. Instead of saying she and her, hun og hende in Danish doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So instead I'm saying could the two of them, de to, the two of them, it's actually just the two, but two of them, take the chance and leave the dragon roosts. No, not drageridderne. Maybe if they're fast enough. Måske hvis de er hurtige nok, og Vurusu på en eller anden måde kommer ud af sin nuværende knibe, kunne de to tage chancen og forlade drageridderne sammen. Together. Vurusu kunne lide like the sound. Vurusu kunne lide ideen, the idea, We can't really say lyden af det. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense in Danish. The sound of that. I think I want to say kunne lide den idé. Voruso liked that idea. Og tanken beroligede hende en smule. And the thought calmed her a bit. Calmed her fears. Beroligede hendes frygt en smule. No, I think I like not saying fear in the Danish version, actually. Hun blev... Suddenly she was filled with determination. Hun blev med et fyldt af determination. Beslutsomhed. Målbevidsthed. Beslutsom. Nej. I'll admit this is a weird sentence in Danish. To translate in Danish, she was filled with determination. Hun blev med et. Suddenly med et at once. Med et eller med et. Okay, so it is without. I was just want to see if an accent was needed here. Blev med et fuld af beslutsomhed. You could also say, hun blev pludselig fyldt med beslutsomhed. But I feel like we just said pludselig. Spell it pludselig. Okay, I'm gonna change this to med et, frygten to med et, kontrollen. I mean, it's basically the same word, suddenly, but it just sounds better. Pludselig. Down here, pludselig fyldt. Because then I can use med here with determination. Hun blev pludselig fyldt med beslutsomhed. Why are you telling me all of this? Gotta lampshade that shit. I bet anyone was wondering, why, oh why would you tell me what's going on and your strategy? You know, classic villain's monologue, but is it really needed? Couldn't you just have killed the character? So that's sort of what we're lampshading here. Lampshading is mostly a film term, I think, where as long as you mention something weird going on, it is suddenly more acceptable to the viewer because you, as the writer, or as a TV series, a show, or a movie, is aware of something weird going on. I think the classical example is a strange lamp that is strange for no reason in like a comedy show, and it's suddenly very important, and if no one says anything about the lamp, it's changed colors, it's something strange is happening with the lamp, then the viewer, that it looks like a mistake to the viewer. But if one of the characters saying, hey, something's odd with that lamp, and that small act of calling it out makes it more acceptable to the viewer. So that's why it's called lampshading. Why are you telling me all of this? Hvorfor fortæller du mig alt det her? So why are you lampshading? So we're lampshading. Why would they be telling us? Why would Sunayaden tell us all of this and not just straight up kill Vorusu, given that he basically just said, you know, a new dragon fight is here. I gave you the choice to stay, and you have yet to answer, so I can conclude that you refuse. The countering question came after a silent pause. Sunayaden's smile was gone, but the look from his eyes had not changed. So, in case you missed it, Sunayaden really likes countering a question with a new question that sort of seem out of place. A little bit out of place. Maybe it is. But I hope it makes sense. Jeg gav dig muligheden. I gave you the choice. Muligheden for at blive. To stay as broodcarer. To stay as broodcarer. For at blive som yngelplejer. Og du har endnu ikke svaret. I gave you the choice. Jeg gav dig muligheden to stay as broodcarer, and you have yet to answer. Yeah. You can't really directly translate. Du har ikke svaret. Du har endnu ikke svaret. This is a comma. This is still a long sentence. Så jeg kan comma. So I can only conclude that du afslår that you defruit at du afslår so I can only conclude that you refuse. Counter. Modsat. Kontra spørgsmålet. Countering question. Kontra spørgsmålet. Came after en stille pause. Could also say a pause filled with silence. Efter en pause fyldt med stille, but we just used filled up here, filled with determination. It was silent. Stille tavs. Ja. Efter en stille pause. Sunaardens smil var væk. Men blikket i hans ene øje var uændret. Sunaardens smile was gone, but the look in his one eye was unchanged. Unchanged. Jeg gav dig muligheden. I gave you the opportunity. Jeg gav dig muligheden for at blive som yngleplejer, og du har endnu ikke svaret, så jeg kan kun konkludere, at du afslår. I think we need a comma here. Even though there's a lot of commas in that sentence, but, you know, it's probably wrong. I tend to fill in way too many commas. Hopefully that will change when or if I ever should get an editor. Someone to correct the grammar of my shit. Anyway, I think that was it for today. Actually, that was 2 hours. Wow, they flew by. That's where I end. And we did start on page 18, even though we're just in the beginning of page 16 in the English version. I know, damn, no more fun. No, sadly no. I think I also need to train my brain and not overexerting it doing these streams. So better to stop while it's still fun and not while I just sit like this. Because I can see that happening. Yeah, how much did we get to translate today? So we started up here. I think we managed to do an hour, a full page. Let's go. Let's freaking go. 16, that's where we are. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that if you liked this live stream, please do subscribe, ring the bell, like it, all that jazz. I will be here live. That's the plan anyway. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think that's a good schedule. In the morning, most likely, 9 p.m. So if you want to follow along as we do this, writing this fantasy, please, I would love to have you. Right? And next week, I will be working on this translation off screen. Next week, we will do revision of the English text. So we'll start from the beginning and see how far we get within a single stream. And I think also next week is we're going to be writing new stuff sometime. So that will be another 1 minute story. That is to probably follow along with Fly. So I hope you'll be there for that. But here we are, end of the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. The journey continues. Bye!